These things are the best. I wear them duck hunting underneath my waders. It's pretty awesome stuff. Hey everyone, my name's Jonathan Bradshaw. I'm an avid waterfowl hunter, and today I'm going to run through my particular setup and that I typically use in the duck woods. Here in Arkansas, our season runs from November all the way till the end of January. In November, it can start as warm as 60, 70 degrees and floating all the way into January when it can go all the way down in the teens. So this system is pretty much what I wear the entire time. You know, I take things off, put things in as we need it, but it pretty much encompasses my entire kit. I like to run the new Core Merino setups, so I tend to use the 110 first. That's usually on as my base layer, kind of skin layer. I really like the hoods on these things. They're really nice and big, so they'll go over my hat. They don't rub on my ears when I'm constantly looking left or right, looking for ducks. After a while, that gets kind of to be a nuisance. So I really like this. It's super warm, although it's super light, and it wicks a lot of that sweat whenever we have to walk in a long ways. So I don't have to say, am I going to walk in? Am I not going to walk in? I've got the Core Merino here that tends to wick well and doesn't smell all that bad after a few hunts. So that's my base layer of a 110. I move next to the Core Merino 330 hoodie. Man, this thing is super warm. I feel like I can wear it as a true base layer at times, but if I need a little extra, I've got the 110. But this is the 330. It's got a really big hood, fits over my hat well, doesn't rub on my ears when I'm kind of scanning the skies. It's got a nice pocket on it as well, and then it's also got some pockets down low. So if I just want to wear it around camp after we get done, I can use it just as almost. It's not quite as thick as like a cotton hoodie, but I can wear it around camp, and I've still got something to kind of keep my hands warm if I'm hanging out. The next layer that I tend to go to is the new duck oven. Man, this thing is super warm. It doesn't have a hood at all, so I got the 330 to act as a hood, which actually keeps my ears super warm. You know, we got down in the, I guess, the 20s this morning, or it was the high 20s, maybe in the 30s. That 330 kept my ears super warm. I didn't get cold with the wind. It was really nice. The duck oven, it's got super high pockets that kind of fit perfectly over the waders, and they're also lined with a fleece lining, so it keeps your hands warm there. I don't usually wear gloves because I'm duck calling. I'm working with dogs. My hands get wet. I just kind of shake them off and put them back in here. So and this dries out really nice. It's super warm. It's really water repellent. So when my dogs are shaking, I get wet, get splashed, boat racing coming in, it's not going to drown me essentially. You know, I stay super dry with this. When I hunt the flooded timber here, usually I prefer to hunt when it's not raining, but I'm usually don't really need a rain jacket. So this works well for just splashing water essentially. But if I do need a rain jacket, I usually carry it with me in case we get some sort of weather. It's the Delta Pro wading jacket that I like to use. It doesn't have any insulation essentially. So we've got all the insulation below. We've got this that's super waterproof. So, I mean, if it starts pouring down rain, I'm not gonna get wet. I've got a really big hood here. I like it being big, that way it'll come over the top of my hat so that my view's pretty unobstructed whenever I'm driving a boat. It's also got some pockets here that are really high, and it's not the super Sherpa lining, but it's the kind of thin fleece lining, which is all you need in this situation to keep your hands warm. I kind of like to wear this when I'm driving a boat. It acts as a really good windbreak whenever you're going fast in a boat, so you don't get cold from just the wind blowing. So I really like this jacket. Don't wear it a ton, but definitely have it when I need it. So it's nice to have. We've talked about my tops and my jackets. I want to move to my pants and my base layers here. So what I tend to use as far as bottoms go is I like the Core Merino. It's super warm. This is the 220. I've got both the 220 and the 330. I like the 220 when it's warmer, you know, so anything above, you know, 30 degrees while we're out there, I like the 220. If it creeps down into the teens, the 20s, I'll grab the 330. That's definitely the warmer piece, but I like to stay a little cooler on the bottom than I do on the top. So moving off the base layer, I go straight from a merino bottom to this gradient cold weather bib. These things are the best. I've loved this ever since they've come out. I mean, we got these big straps so they don't ride down. They kind of taper down on the bottom, so you don't really need to worry too much. And when you're putting them in boots, it's got these little catches right here, so that's going to keep these from riding up whenever you're sliding them down in the boot. So that's super cool. So one of the best features that I like is the two-way zipper. It's got one up top that slides down, but then it's also got one down low, so you're prepared whenever nature calls. You know, it slides up, you got a good opening there. You can go all the way to the top if you want to, but then you can pull it all the way down, kind of keep all your heat inside. You don't have to leave it open at all. It's perfect. These things are the best. I mean, I wear them duck hunting underneath my waders, but then I just wear them around. I mean, they're the perfect camp pant. Like when you're out, you know, around the fire, hanging out with the guys, it's pretty awesome stuff. Okay, so the final piece to our kit is essentially the Delta Zip wader. Phenomenal wader. Two big features that I absolutely love: the boots and the knee pads. The boots themselves, they are super, super comfortable. So I've worn a lot of different types of waders. I've had a lot of problems with wader boots in the past, and these completely solve everything that's there. So I spend a lot of time in the water. We usually get there about 4:30 and stay until about 11, so that's a long time. My feet get uncomfortable in other waders. They don't with these. These are absolutely phenomenal. Walking around, you know, they keep my feet super warm. Yeah, I really don't even wear like an insulated or like a thick sock with this. I just wear my regular white cotton socks with it, and my feet stay totally warm. So the boots themselves are super warm, super comfortable. They don't pinch down on you when you're in deep water. A lot of times the water pressure, if you're standing in the woods and flooded timber, will pinch down on the tops of your feet. These boots don't do that. They're phenomenal. Moving to the knee pads, this is the other super cool thing that the Sitka waders have. You know, you got when you're rolling around in the boat, you're getting in and out, you bang up your knees. You don't worry about it with this. You know, you've also got that extra, you know, you've got that extra level of protection when you're providing a lot of, you know, there's a lot of friction when you're walking around the boat and you got your knees in the boat. These things right here will keep you super comfortable. You know, the zipper runs down super low. It runs down below the belt, so that's super nice. These straps that are right here, they're really tiny. They're really compact. They hold you up really well, but they don't get in the way when you go to shoot. That was always the biggest problem with waders in the past. Is I would always unstrap this right side so that the stock of my gun never got hung up on the wader strap. Well, that's not an issue at all here. These things are so small and compact that it works really, really well and doesn't cause any issues there. But that's basically the entire system. That's all I wear day in, day out. I don't change it up a whole lot with temperature fluctuations. It's absolutely amazing.